got quite a few things to share with you, but I might not get through everything. So if you're interested in what else I'm going to say, kind of catch me afterwards, or tweet me, or kind of email me. What I've challenged myself in every lesson is, do I know what each kid knows? Or, you know, can somebody come into my lesson and just sit there, or just stand there and do absolutely nothing and kind of go out and I'm never even challenged them. So some of these assessments for tool learnings have come from lots of different things. Some is from a workshop we had back in February, training presented by Robert Powell. Some things I did when I was a lead kind of teacher within small groups within our school about embedded formative assessment. And others have just been things that have kind of gathered through 9 years of teaching and picking up along the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the sheet with lots of different ideas that you can take away, hopefully using your classroom. Hopefully will be kind of cheap. Some you'll have used before, some you want to use before, some you might want to use, some you might not want to use. So the first one is kind of like the no hands up approach. So excuse me, how many years have you been teaching? Pardon? How many years have I been teaching? Well done, she's been listening, okay. Who did the seminar on effective differentiation? Okay, Robert Powell. So we're putting people under pressure a little bit, but if you come into my classroom, hopefully the climate is, and somebody talks about a classroom environment, it's okay to be kind of uncomfortable, it's okay to listen, and you will get picked on and you will kind of get asked questions. And hopefully now, you guys might be listening a little bit rather than tweeting, or you guys might be listening a little bit rather than spilling in your diary for tomorrow, because I could pick on you. So that's no hands up approach. The other one was whiteboards. So everybody's kind of got these. You can use these as mini whiteboards. I'm sure you guys have used mini whiteboards in your classrooms. So if you use this as a mini whiteboard now, question for you, 6 plus 5. What's 6 plus 5? Okay, and then everybody in the class, there's too many probably to do it now, but everybody in the class would hold it up and I could see who knows what 6 plus 5 is. Next one, how do you spell continue? Spell continue out. So again, if you haven't put your board up, I know that you're not concentrating, you're not listening, and I can see who's actually concentrating. And again, I can go around and I can see who's spelled continue right, who can't spell continue right. I might say how many days to lease, which might be a little bit harder, so you can differentiate questioning onto your different groups. Next one is cards up, and works in a similar fashion. I maybe give a green card out or a red card out, a cross or a tick. For this little exercise, again, we'll use our little handouts. You can have a blank sheet, or you can open it up and kind of give me the colour side sheet. But I might ask you a question, Facebook or Twitter? If you like Facebook, give me the colour side. If you like Twitter, give me the white side. If you've never heard of them both, don't bother. So, kind of a show of cards, and I can see from that who likes Twitter, who likes Facebook. It might be a different one. It might be, who did the homework last night? And again, it could be, yeah, I did my homework, sir, or no, I didn't do my homework. Why didn't you do your homework? Where is it? Have you handed it in? Kind of thing. So you're presenting kids with questions, but you're getting 100% response back just by a very show of hands, cards up. Might be a question here, a geography question for the geographers in the audience. You know, the upper parts of most of the trees are found. Which one is it? So again, they could use the cards. You think it's A, put your cards in the air. You think it's B, put your cards in the air. So you can see from, you know, just by standing there asking a question, who knows what, who doesn't know, 100% response. So that's a big for those people who did that. Next one might be create a question. So you would maybe have these already on the table as you come into the classroom, or you give them out as they come in. And there might be a piece of work. So for the art teachers, a little bit about banks in there. And from that, they would watch it, they would kind of read a little bit about it, but then the students would make up their own questions. Just drawing them out, thinking about what kind of questions you get. You might get a very simple question off the year 7, which says, you know, what year was Banksy born in? Or then you might get a higher order question from somebody else who looks at it a little bit more detailed. Has anybody come up across an example of Banksy? So again, it depends on the students in your class, and they can all give different questions, and each question is a valid question which can be shared amongst the classroom. Class fort. This works in, there may be 3 topics. It might be a start exercise, pupils come into your classroom, your class vote on what they want to talk about. So today, do you want to talk about, do you feel safe on working online? Do you want to talk about which is best for Twitter? Or what do you think people in 2030 will be using? So this could be an ICT lesson. starter activity. Put your hands up if you want to discuss the top question. You might get 18, you might get 3 for the next one, you might get 1. So you just have a short discussion about the top answer, but you're giving them onus on what they're going to, what that starts about and where you're going to go from there. Find the fib, might be a homework, bring as teachers, you can use your imagination, use your teaching skills to change these around for your subjects. But you've got some answers, you've got some wrong answers, and you just find the fib. And again, people will have to find the fib, you're putting pressure on them to answer, you're putting them, everybody's working, you know who aren't working, you know who's getting it right, who's getting it wrong, hopefully you're getting a 100% response from it. Guess the marks, might be an exam question for Key Stage 4, Key Stage 5. Explain why the circular system is a double compaction, how many marks do you think that's worth? So they would, it might be worth 4 marks. Right, tell me why it's worth 4 marks. You give me 4 points about why that's a 4-mark answer. So I think it's 6 marks. Okay, tell me why it's 6 marks. So again, generation about what things they need to be putting down to kind of answer that kind of question. Indicators, used quite a bit. Might be working in different groups. Just work on the basis of the kind of traffic light system. I use cones maybe, so I might put 3 traffic light cones on there, or 3 bibs I'll use maybe on the field, but I'll use it for this example. You guys, I'm going to set you a task. If you're happy, you're working along, you're coasting along, you don't need my help, green bib at the top, or green cone at the top, or green piece of paper at the top. If you are a little bit unsure, you would like a little bit of guidance, you would have red on, and if you are stuck, red bib. So I'll be walking around, working with different groups. Green, fantastic, right there, getting on with it. Red, like, what are you stuck on, right, blah, blah. So again, they're kind of taking onus on the little activities. They're showing a piece of paper. There's a restaurant back near Blackburn where they will have steak and you put a red, enough steak, and you put green if you want more steak. So maybe that's where that's come from. I'll probably run out of time, but you could do that for an exam paper. Green and red, ducks, and that's an exam paper from a PE. They might look at that, green, I can answer that, orange, I can't answer that, or red. There's loads more in my box. Want to speak to me? See you afterwards.
Thanks, Adam.